Central Minnesota Sports Hub. It's the Morning Sports Desk, presented by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and streaming on YouTube.
Powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena, the Morning Sports Desk State Softball Tournament Preview Special. I'm CJ Baumgartner, joined by Sebeka Activities Director and Head Softball Coach Jon Lillquist. And Coach, champions of Section 5A, congratulations. How are you guys feeling?
We're feeling pretty good. I mean, we had a really good season, so it was a lot of fun anyway. And then, doing that well at the tournament and finishing with a state trip was kind of icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. When you looked at this team and it kind of coming together, was there a time at all where, you thought state tournament was a possibility, or was that something where it just kind of happened as the season happened, or kind of how did that process all come together?
Well, I think we knew what we had. At least I knew what we had to start the year, and it was that was our goal from day one. We talked about it from the first day of preseason to, throughout, because we knew we returned a lot of good players. We knew we added some good players, and we just figured that, we were going to set our sights on that, and that was going to be our goal, and we accomplished it.
For those who are just kind of catching up to you guys, what would you say the identity of this year's Sebeka Trojans softball team has been? When you guys are doing things right, what's the best version of your team?
Well, we have some good hitters, and the nice thing is that 1 through 9 in our order, anybody can be that person that starts us going. Our 8 hitters, Taylor Johnson, she's had some really big hits, and Riley Walter has been outstanding in playoffs, and she's our 9 hitter. So, and we have a solid top of the order and throughout. So it's been different people at different times picking us up. And then our pitching is real solid, and our defense is outstanding when we're on. So, yeah, we have a lot of things going for us when we're really clicking.
And, throughout the season, you guys competing in a Park Region Conference that's always tough, that's always going. What are some of kind of the key moments of your season where you look at and you go, that was an impressive win for us, that was an impressive game for us, or an accomplishment, or, what were some big moments for your season along the way?
I'd say one of our biggest moments was we came off of a long break and came out kind of sluggish playing again, and we went to Frazee and didn't play great, and then we played the next Monday against Mills in a doubleheader, and they really took it to us in those 2 games. So it was kind of like, hey, where are we just going downhill? And then we started playing a little bit better. We won a doubleheader at LaPorte, and then we beat Wadena at home 2-1, and that was really kind of the thing that showed us what we're capable of doing, because Wadena is a real quality AA team, and for us to be able to beat them just showed what we were capable of. And I think it kind of woke us up like, hey, we can get this back on track, but now we need to go.
And now you guys, throughout this point in the year, you're getting through, like you said, kind of figuring that together. Was there ever a exact aha moment when you looked and you're like, okay, like we can definitely do this? Or is it just kind of like it was a bunch of little things along the way?
Well, I think there's a lot of little things. I think going in number 1 into the tournament puts a lot of pressure on you. So you kind of go in with that and maybe a false sense of, that we're better than everybody else, and then we hadn't seen Black Duck all year, but knew, that they had went to state last year, had a lot of girls returning. So we knew, they were a quality team, but you don't really realize that until you get on the field with them, and then you see how good they really are. So I think that was kind of an eye opener for us, and they kind of took it to us for a while there in that game until we kind of got things together. And then we just saw that, if we were going to beat them that second time, we had to be much more aggressive, and that worked out well for us.
Going to some of those playoff games, let's kind of go back to that game against Nevis. You have Current in the circle pitching, goes the complete game shutout, a 1-hitter, takes a no-hitter into, I believe, the 6th inning. What does she provide the team out of the circle, and what's some of the things that she's done really well this season?
I've been really proud of her just from the standpoint of going into the season. I talked to her a lot about, how poised she needs to be on the mound, and she needs to be kind of our rock. And in playoffs, that was just evident every game, how much more, she was pitching better, but also just her mentality on the mound. That last game, nothing was flapping or even bases loaded, things going wrong with an error here or there early in the game. And she just never looked to be panicked or upset. She just kept doing her job. And, that's the number one thing that you need out of your pitcher is just to be that leader out there. And she really was that for us in playoffs. So, she's just had a really outstanding season. And it's been great to see week to week how much she's improved.
And also one of the other heroes throughout the playoffs, talking about Madison Funk coming through with that with a walk-off knock with the double. In that beginning of that at bat, I remember distinctly, there was a pitch maybe a little outside the strike zone, very aggressive on 0-0. And, just kind of that, I think that set the tone for the at bat that she was coming up there to call the game. And for somebody as a freshman to not only have that kind of confidence, but to be able to back it up like that, how huge has that been for your team?
Madison is just our leader. I mean, she leads us in batting average, and everything starts with her basically at the top. And that's the way she is. She's very aggressive and, sometimes to her detriment, but most of the time it's to her benefit because she does things so well. She's batting over 500 on the year, and she's had a lot of those at-bats where maybe the first pitch does not look pretty, and the second one she barely fouls off, but then she rips one after that, She's hit 6 home runs this year, which I think might be a school record. I don't know for sure, but I mean, that's a lot of home runs. So she's really had an outstanding season, and we are happy to see her up there in those situations because she usually comes through.
And, there's been a whole bunch of other contributors, like you've mentioned, that have been on this team. And obviously you have some upperclassmen, some seniors that have been very important, but you kind of look up and down the lineup and there's a lot of sophomores. There's obviously a freshman in there too. And does that kind of get you excited? I know, obviously, you can't predict going to state. That's something that's very hard to do, but to see this core come together and think, hey, we're going to have a nice little run of softball here over the next few years.
Yeah. I mean, we have Violet Lisney and Kyla Watson as seniors, and those two have just been tremendous leaders for us. Violet came through big. Kyla's defense all year has just been unbelievable in center field. I mean, she basically can almost catch balls that are hit to left and right field by herself. So, yeah, we are going to tremendously miss those two, but we know we also do have some good kids coming up. And with, 3 sophomores and 3 freshmen in the lineup, that, bodes well for the future. So, yeah, the future's bright. And but we really want to just ride this out with these girls we have now because they've just been so great for us.
Let's talk a little bit about that state tournament. The rankings are out. You guys draw the 8th seed. You're going to face United South Central, believe, as we were talking a little bit before, defending state champions. They're a team that's been there before. They got a really good pitcher in the circle. What do you tell your team going into a matchup? Obviously, any team you play in the state tournament is going to be tough, but, what's kind of the initial game plan? What's the thing that you guys are just going to talk about up until you get down to Mankato?
Well, we had a practice this morning, and we kind of said, it doesn't matter who we play down there. We're going to see some quality pitching, and probably, as fast or faster than what we've seen during the season. So we're going to have to be ready for that. And the one thing that is good, though, is, we play New York Mills, we play Wadena, we play a lot of these quality teams that have some faster pitching. So hopefully those experiences will help us. But a lot of times you get down to state with adrenaline and everything, they're throwing even harder. So we're going to have to be ready the second we step in the box. And the one thing we talked about is just going there and not, being in awe for those first few innings, just coming out and going after it immediately, because that's what you have to do. Because a lot of times if you wait too long to get into the flow of things, it's too late.
Right. It's that fine line of, you got to be there. You got to lock in. It's any other game, but also this is the state tournament and it's cool and it should be fun. And it's kind of that fine line like you're talking about there. And, to have your team get to this point, to win a section title, to be there, and just to be down at the state tournament, just how great does that mean for the kids, for the town, for the program, all of that good stuff? How cool is it just to know that you guys punched your ticket to state?
Well, I mean, it's awesome. Last time we were in state, I think it was 2021. And I've been able to be on like assistant coach for a couple of these teams that have made it. And I've had daughters on the team. So this is the first time I haven't had a daughter on the team, but it's still a special thing because, these girls have just had a great season. And I think, just to experience that and having been there, a few times before, it doesn't get any less special for me. it's just such a great experience that you just really want to sit back and enjoy every part of it. And I was even thinking about that heading to the section game on Thursday, is that, just sit back and enjoy this time even before the game, because you're in a place that's a special place to get to, and not everybody gets these spots. So enjoy it while you have it, because it just doesn't last long, and it's just a great experience.
All right, one more thing before we let you get out of here, Jon. Just anything else about your team? Do you got any kind of fun stories, any fun moment throughout the year that, maybe not always softball related, but just something fun that kind of shows the character of the team or just kind of the story of your season? I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but anything you got here you want to share?
Well, you could probably explain why my hair is purple, because I did dye it, because I promised I would dye it if we got to state. So I had to dye my hair purple, and I unveiled it at practice this morning. So that was kind of fun. But we've had a lot of those moments, I think, along the season. Early in the season, we traveled to Albany for a doubleheader. That was a lot of fun, for the team to get out and go somewhere else and play Pillager in a totally different environment, totally different place. And we've had a lot of those moments. It's been just a special year where, some big wins and some different things, but also a lot of the things I think the girls will remember are things that don't even have anything to do with softball. We've had a lot of team dinners at people's houses and some of those things, where a lot of times those things are the memories that you bring with you, when you leave. And so just happy that we're able to have some of those memories and even build on that with some more memories now going down to state.
We're talking with Sebeka Trojan head softball coach Jon Lillquist, joining us here on the Morning Sports Desk State Softball Preview Special. Coach, appreciate the time and best of luck down there.
All right. Thanks, CJ, for all your coverage and all your work that you do. You guys do a great job.
Hey, thank you for watching this episode of the Morning Sports Desk, powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. We're going to take a little break from the video here to remind you about all the great things that the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena has going on throughout the week. There is so much to do at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena, and so many things that they offer for you and your family. If you look at Mondays, half-priced games in the FunZone Arcade, half-price play Mondays, every Monday at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Tuesdays, kids 10 and under eat free, one kid per full-priced adult. I know so many families that say Tuesday is our Pizza Ranch day. We love taking it out. It's like a weekly tradition for everybody to hang on out at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Wednesdays are double points day for your ranch rewards, for your FunZone cards, for all that great stuff. You get double points. That's like doubling your money, doubling the deals, doubling all the great stuff when you go to Wednesday's double points day at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena every single Wednesday. Thursday is a wing night on the buffet. Those things are so tasty, different sauces, different flavors, and you get to enjoy those boneless wings at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Every Thursday is their buffet specialty, with the wing night on the buffet. Monday through Saturday, tons of super fun in the arcade. You can do stuff all the time, playing those great games, doing those great things, getting points, and turning that into prizes. Some of the best prizes around recently in Anthony Edwards autographed basketball was one. There's mystery jerseys, mystery autographed helmets. There are just so many things. Pokemon cards, baseball cards, football cards, candy, anything you want. The Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade has it. PlayStations, Yeti coolers, giant teddy bears. I don't know. Whatever prize you can conceive imaginable, it's hanging up for you at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Go check them out. Highway 71 right in downtown Wadena. You can't miss them. You'll see the big Pizza Ranch logo, and you'll also see just the glow, the appeal of the FunZone Arcade as you drive past. It's the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Go check them out. All right, back to the video. Welcome back to the Morning Sports Desk State Softball Tournament Preview Special. I'm CJ Baumgartner, joined by New York Mills Eagles head coach Bryan Dunrud. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on the section championship. You guys back now to the state tournament. Just talk about that feeling of coming away with the section title and how fun that game was on Friday morning.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's tons of emotion going. It's been, we started out the season and continually built throughout the season. Girls have put in a lot of time, put in a lot of effort. I ask a lot out of them. But it's, I don't know, such a special group of girls. I mean, they get along. They bring energy. I don't know, something in the beginning of May, it just clicked. And it's like all of a sudden we started playing better. But I think a lot of that is just due to how close they are, how well they get along. They show they have fun, they're loose, and they're playing a game. And we progressed, we rolled into playoffs and played, just some of our best softball. And you talked about the game on Friday. I mean, West Central's solid. I mean, I'll go back in the playoffs. I mean, every team we play, I mean, our section was loaded. Competition was fantastic. The plays we made on Friday, defensively, and some big at bats we had. It was just what a great run. What a special feeling. So proud of my girls. Just thankful they get an opportunity to experience it.
Yeah. And, was there ever a point throughout the season? I know you mentioned things kind of coming together throughout the month of May, but was there ever a point in the year, or was it a preseason expectation? Was section title something you guys talked about, or is it just something that kind of materialized as the year went on?
I thought we could be good. When we started out, each year brings its own. When we started the season, it took us forever to get outside. We had kids gone for a week for band, kids gone for a week for close-up. We had state FFA, national BPA. So we had girls everywhere. So it allowed us to kind of have some girls rotate through and play different positions and do different things. And then all of a sudden, when the whole group came back together, we kind of had an idea of like where people were going to play, what we were going to do. And then things started looking good. And it's like, we can compete and we can beat anybody. And so, I mean, I don't know that it was like, hey, coming into the year, I expected us to be good. I expected us to compete. And then all of a sudden when things started clicking, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. And, what would you say is kind of the thing with your team when things are going well? What's happening out there? Is it defense? Is it pitching? Is it the lineup? Is it a combination of all three? What would you say has kind of been the identity of this year's team on the field?
Yeah, it started out hitting. I mean, we can score, we can put runs up. And then we built on defense. Our defense, like I said, we kind of shuffled people around, experimented with a lot of different lineups and people playing different places. But overall, I mean, it's our pitching has been solid throughout the course of the year. Abby and Rose have been fantastic. Rose throughout sections has pitched the majority of our innings. She's located extremely well, changed speeds extremely well, kept teams off balance, and our defense has just flat out made plays. I mean, when you get into sections and you face the quality of competition we have in our section, you're typically not gonna put up a ton of runs. We're fortunate, in some of our games actually we did, but that's not what you expect, and we just. All three rounds have been like our defense, our hitting, our pitching. They've all kind of came together at the right time. But and I think that all flows back to our attitude, our energy. We had morning practice this morning, and the kids are so loose and happy, and it's just contagious.
And, with this team, was there ever a moment, I know you talked about at the beginning of May, kind of things coming together, but was there ever an exact moment, a game, a play, a performance, a practice, where you kind of looked at this team and went, you know what, we can win the section?
You bring up practice, practice can look like so good at times and so bad at times because like we're so loose. And it's like, it's like, I don't know, you've heard of before, like gamers. And, people they show up and they step between the lines and lights on, let's go. But we have like a unique group of girls that like today we had a great practice. We had, but we've been rolling, and I say, a bad practice is like, where maybe we're not communicating as well when the ball's in the outfield and things along those lines, and then teams can get aggressive. But like that isn't the case. Like all of a sudden, like when we're present, and we've played a ton of games here without hardly practices because of just the way the sections are ran here. We've been dialed in all the way through. We put in the practice time. We know when the light turns on. We know what to do. We know the given different situations. Are we going to make every play? We can't. No one ever can. But it's just a great group of girls that are dialed in and that really have came together as a group, and the energy is fantastic.
With this team and with, like you said, you're happy for them to get this opportunity and to do this. I mean, you've been a part of a lot of teams that have done a very well in the section tournament and in the state tournament. And for this team to get back to the state tournament, I mean, just how rewarding is it to see those girls hoist that section championship?
That's amazing. You know what? We had a fantastic run through 2019. COVID hit us, basically COVID kind of flattened the playing field for everybody, the way I look at it, because, like right now, we've had a couple extra weeks of practice. We've had we've had the experiences where the pressure, and you got to be able to do this in given situations. And you just get so much more opportunity with the weather too, to be able to practice and learn the game more. So like, then all of a sudden we got close. We've been in section championships. We've been in section semis. But we just haven't, gotten over that hurdle. And, you always want one more. And so like with this group, we're driving to Swanville on Friday, and it's like, we got to win one game. And not only for the group of girls right here, but it's for like the fans, for like experiencing Mankato, the state tournament. These girls haven't seen it before. And when you've seen it, it's like, you want to get back, you want to do it, you got to be there. And then the young girls, like the younger kids that come down, I'm hoping there's a bunch of them that come down and watch, just take in a game and see like, wow, this is special. And then it creates that drive to be able to do it again or to get there. And so I'm just thankful for like our girls getting an opportunity to do that. It says, it's a lifelong memory. It's something that you're going to take with you forever. And I could get emotional because they're just a great group of girls, and can't wait for the experience.
And, getting down there, obviously got a couple games for sure to play. You guys drew the 7 seed. Just talk about the opponent that you guys drew in the first round, what you know about them, and just kind of, what are the expectations for your team now that once you get down to Caswell Park?
Compete. I don't know. It's anyone's game. You go there. I mean, there's really good softball. We know that. I know that. We play Red Lake Falls. They're solid. Played them earlier in the year. Going to be a completely different game than when we played them earlier. But things I know, they're athletic. They can score runs. Their lineup is solid. Defensively, they're fast and athletic. They make plays. They make the plays they're supposed to make, and they make a few more. Pitching, stud. Brings it, changes speed, has movement on her pitches. I think she's given up 98 innings. I think she's pitched, or more than that. I think she has given up 11 earned runs. She's a stud. And so, what do I expect, or what do I see? I see a good softball team that we're going to face, and I see a Red Lake Falls team that's going to face a good softball team. Important things, we got to get the ball in play. If the ball's in the catcher's mitt, then it's nothing good is going to happen for us. So we got to put pressure on them, and we got to expect them to put pressure on us. We got to make routine plays and a couple more than the routine plays, and expect a solid softball game.
And, you've obviously been down with a lot of great teams down to the state tournament. What are the qualities when you get down to state that a team has to have to be successful? And what are those qualities that you think your team shares with a team that can be competitive down there?
I just gotta, I'm walking here now because we got a send off, and actually right now. So we Yeah, what do I expect? We're going to go in and, it's, you walk into Caswell Park and the complex is, it's a state tournament and it's a state tournament vibe and your eyes get big and all of a sudden you realize, hey, it's showtime. So basically it's just staying in the moment, being present. I got a loose group of girls. Is there going to be pressure? Sure. But, you do what you have been doing. You show up, you're playing a game. You're not going to be perfect. Cheer on your teammates and be you. That's all we can do is be the best version of ourselves and good things are going to happen.
We're talking with New York Mills Eagles head softball coach Bryan Dunrud here on the Morning Sports Desk. Coach, I'll let you get back and enjoy that send-off here. We'll see you down in Mankato, and best of luck.
Hey, you know what? I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to our girls being able to experience it. Such an exciting time. It'll be good softball all the way through, and just look forward to the moment. Looking forward to the chance, and a special group of girls. They get a chance to experience it, and very happy for them. So, thanks for having me on, and appreciate you.
Want to give a shout out to Coach Lillquist and Coach Dunrud for giving us some time, just talking about the Sebeka Trojans and New York Mills Eagles softball teams going into the state tournament. Remember, even though they are both playing at the same time at 5:30 at Caswell Park in Mankato, we are going to have dual coverage. Both of those games are going to be on the radio on the Superstation K-106. That's 105.9 FM, streaming online at WadenaRadio.com, the Superstation K-106 mobile app. And of course, we will be doing dual coverage, which means we'll be going from one field to the next. We will be trying to get in every at-bat we can to give you coverage of the Eagles and the Trojans at the state tournament. Go to the Superstation K-106 mobile app, WadenaRadio.com for more information, or follow Sports Cow on Facebook or Instagram. See ya.
Powered by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Follow the Morning Sports Desk on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And watch every show on YouTube.